Matters here.
Right.
Bill Kristol, it's all about changing dynamics. You got to change the dynamics. The poll numbers are breaking in such a way over the past week. Very bad news for Donald Trump. He's got to reverse those. Did anything happen last night that would have made anybody change their mind and go back to Donald Trump?
No, but I think something happened that would make some people leave Donald Trump. But I don't like, I mean, yes, on style points, Trump was a little better in the first 30 minutes, and he had a couple of clever insults, and she had some insults. But that's not the point. The headline out of this debate is obviously the failure to say ahead of time that you'll accept the results of the Democratic election in America. Pretty unprecedented. It doesn't mean that there's going to be violence in the streets. Certainly not if others now say that. Who cares what Donald Trump says?
So what should Republicans say?
He's going to be a failed fluke presidential candidate.
What should Republicans say?
He should be ignored on election night, and Republicans need to say that.
Wait,
and
failed
especially.
fluke?
Yes, he won the nomination in a fluky way.
Him and nominated
a fluky way.
That's not a fluke.
Well, I hope it was a fluke.
He beat like 16 people.
He did, and that's unfortunate.
The Republican Party nominated him.
I agree, and some Republicans have refused to support him, and he's going to lose the general election.
That's not a fluke.
And well, I think it was a fluke in some ways, and in other ways, he tapped into some deep anxieties. I mean, he got a minority of the vote.
A fluke is something
he got a minority of the vote. Okay, fine. You can blame the Republican Party. Should feel bad. Does that make you feel better? Does that make you feel better about it?
Yes,
you feel great because the Republican Party nominated a guy who's really a bad guy as president, and you think it's funny and amusing.
No, I actually think Republicans need to come clean on themselves.
Well, thank you.
Including leaders of the Republican Party.
What does come clean on themselves mean?
Just be honest about what's right and wrong. And
well, what's wrong is Donald Trump. This show was very tough. This show was really tough on Trump in late 2015 and early 2016.
We were.
Are you going to pretend that?
We were.
Oh, fine. If that's your way of rewriting history,
that's
fine.
When Joe hung up on him when he wouldn't answer a question? You mean when we peppered him with
a lot of people accommodated Donald Trump at different times. I think but I'm not going to get into. We don't.
Well, no, you just did. You lied. Please don't come on my air and lie. You said in late 15, in early December 2000. I can't even believe you're doing this. I don't know why you're so bitter.
I'm not bitter. I'm trying to say the Republicans. I'm trying to say the Republicans need to.
You're practically crying.
I am upset about this election. That's right, Joe. But you think it's amusing that Donald Trump is the nominee.
In early December 2015, we compared it to Germany 1933. What he was doing.
Really?
Oh, really? We've got. And
you treated him that way when he called in. Is that right?
Well, yeah, we treated him tough.
You treated him tough. You asked the most tough questions.
We did.
Look, we don't need to get into this.
It's too late. It's too late. You're bitter. You come on here practically crying. We've got it on tape. You're screaming at Mika. You don't even know what she's going to say, which is the same thing that you were going to say, which is, why is Paul Ryan? Why are Mitch McConnell? Why? No, that's what Mika was going to say. But you decided. Well, then don't attack us.
I'm not attacking you guys.
The fact of the matter is, the question is, why does Paul Ryan still endorse him? Why does Mitch McConnell still endorse him? Why do all these Republicans still endorse him? It's a great question. By the way, while you're attacking me personally, I said from the beginning I would never vote for him.
You and I
said I was voting for Jeb Bush. Then I said I was voting for John Kasich. Then we said after the Muslim ban that this is what Germany looked like in 1933. So I don't know where you get up.
On him.
I mean, I'm sorry we were easy on him. If comparing him to Hitler in 1933 is going easy on him, and like that was 3 months before anybody voted, then we were easy on him. Then good on you.
You know, if you behaved in a great way, more power to you.
We did. If you would like to answer the question now, what should Paul? Let's start with Paul Ryan.
Yeah,
because we've been asking that question.
He should say, I've said this for 3 months. He should say he does not support Donald Trump. Every Republican governor.
And what if he doesn't?
Then it's not a fluke.
Well, what does that mean? It's not a fluke.
Well, what it means is the most powerful Republicans in America are still endorsing him.
Yes, well, I'm very unhappy about this.
Ryan, a legitimate contender for president in 2020 if he does not withdraw his endorsement of Donald Trump?
You know, that's honestly hard to say. I would have trouble supporting someone in 2020 who has rationalized Trump. Now, Ryan's gone pretty far in distancing himself from Trump, to be fair to Ryan.
He's still endorsing him.
Compared to others. But he is still saying he should be president of the United States, which is not a judgment I agree with. It's not a judgment you two agree with. It's not a judgment lots of people agree with. It's not a judgment most Americans are going to agree with. But practically speaking, in the next 2.5 weeks, Republicans need to say that the election is legitimate and democratic. People who support, this is the key though, the people who support Trump need to say this, because Trump will get 40 million votes or something like that, or 50 million votes, and there can be danger if those voters think the election is illegitimate.
What about Mike Pence?
So I don't have any credibility.
Is Mike Pence disqualified?
Yes, I think so. I think so. And I think Chris Christie and Rudy Giuliani and Mike Pence and all these Republicans who've run for office and who've won and who've lost need to say, you need to say ahead of time, but you need to say, we need to say as a country that the election is legitimate and we need to abide by the election results. If Donald Trump wants to be a sore loser on November 8th, he can be a sore loser.
But he didn't say
the key is to ignore him.
He didn't say he was going to do that. He said he was going to leave it.
He was going to leave it up in the air to see what's he going to see.
Wait and see.
Well,
what's
maybe
he going to wait
what
and
happened
see?
in 2000. I don't know. I mean, I'm just saying.
Fine, you can challenge elections. No, I mean, Minnesota, 2008, but you challenge them according to the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, Adrian Gonzalez was probably safe at home plate in the second inning last night, and there's a photo showing that, and he's complaining about it. But the Dodgers accepted the result of the game, and they said, and ahead of time, they said they would accept the result of the game.
As will everybody else.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay,
I agree with that.
Everybody will. Let's
debate.
watch some of the debate.